come up with a CFA's exam planning tool. Plan your CFA journey is the theme. And number two is, are you ready to take up the CFA exam? How are you going to plan? When I ask student, are you ready to take up CFA level 1? They feel like they are confused. They feel someone says, yeah, I think I am. Someone says, I don't think I am. But is this right approach to take up any course and invest your money in a course like $1,100 or something? I don't think it is. So the practical approach will be. Hello friends, I hope you have listened about the most welcoming news about CFA exam in 2020. At least finally we got something good. Otherwise 2020 was a ridiculous year for everyone throughout the world because of the COVID thing. Firstly, I hope that you guys are staying at home and staying safe. Do take all the precautions that are required to safeguard yourself and your family from COVID. So as you have seen the impact of COVID worldwide, because in financial markets also, CFA Institute has come up with something which is very amazing. So the news is good, at least for those who are thinking of taking up CFA level 1. So they were planning somewhere to take up CFA. Mainly this video of mine is more helpful to those students who are planning to take up CFA level 1 and they are planning to structure everything. Although I will discuss about candidates who are in level 2 and level 3 also towards the end of the reading, but this is majorly for CFA level 1. You know my habit, I don't come up without any like something which is helpful for students, because I love to give material or love to give something which actually helps students plan their things. And today I have come up with a CFA's exam planning tool. So what this tool is, how is it going to help, everything we will discuss. So basically, plan your CFA journey is the theme. And number two is, are you ready to take up the CFA exam? That is also something which you have to answer. So everything you will get to know in this simple Excel. I have to try to I have not used a lot of things. Otherwise it would have become very complicated. I have tried to keep it as simple as possible. So basically only yellow fields are the one that you have to fill. The Excel is downloadable, by the way, so you can get it in the description box in the YouTube video that is there, or else you can visit our website and you can also download it from there. So it's freely available for everyone. So now candidates, only 3 or 4 fields you have to fill to plan your journey or to see how the journey will look like. I will discuss on that. Before I enter into number crunching and selection thing, I would like to inform you that the pattern that has changed is, number one, in level 1 exam from 2021 will be held 4 times a year starting from Feb. So a Feb, then 3 months like May, and then it's August, and then it's November. So 3 months, Feb plus 3 months, that will be make things simpler. So you can keep on counting how it will be. Level 2 exam will be conducted twice a year. For 2021, it is May and August, as you can see, but from 2022 it will be Feb and August, and that will be the continuous sequence. So that will be like, it will always be a Feb August thing. For only 2021 they have it on May and August. Okay, level 3 is structured as is, so there are no changes in level 3 plan. It will also happen twice a year. However, it will continuously happen in May and November. So like in 21 also it happens in May and November, 22 also May and November, and that will be the regular schedule going forward. Okay, now coming back to this, how this tool helps you plan everything. Number one, there are a lot of changes. There are a lot of changes. If you go to the entire website, the page that CFA Institute has loaded, I think 1 or 2 days ago, with the changes that they have, it's amazing, but there are lots and lots of information. I have tried to summarize all the information in number format, because numbers are something which is very easier to deal with. Also, you don't have to dig into all numbers. You have to just select 2 or 3 numbers. Number 3, and the most important thing, why I have spent the entire day preparing this, thinking about how it will be like easier for student to deal with. So the most important thing is that a student can actually see the roadmap for the entire CFA exam. So there are 2 things that he has to select. Number 1 is the date in which on which he is planning to appear for CFA level 1. So a level 1 student, he is thinking, suppose you are a student or candidate who is thinking whether should I go for CFA level 1, number 1, or there is a contemplation in your mind, what will be the timing, when should I appear for CFA level 1, what is the duration of the course, what amount of effort I have to put in on a daily basis. I am a weak student compared to the entire crowd, so what is the time for me? I am a student who easily grabs things, so what is the time for me? Each and everything each and everything, and am I ready to take up the exam or not? Each and entire thing is going to be answered using this Excel. So you can download that, you can plug in your numbers, and you can then take call for yourself. This is available, as I told you, in the sources that are in the description box in the website. So all these questions are going to be answered. Just stay tuned. So first thing that you have to fill is, what is the date or on which you are planning to appear for the exam for CFA level 1. So if you select December 20, which is the upcoming exam, then you have to select the second thing. What is the candidate to select the speed with which the exam he wants to clear all the 3 levels? So why this question has arisen? Because of only one reason, and the reason is that this is the first year of change. And in first year of change, there is one advantage that accrues to students who are planning to take up CFA exam. So they can finish the entire exam in a span of, I would say, 16 months. So how come 16 months? I will show you how come 16 months. But those students who are willing to clear CFA level 1, who want to clear everything by next year, they have the opportunity to clear the CFA designation by next year before December. So by next year 21 December, you can clear all the 3 levels of CFA. Yes, you are hearing it right. I am saying you can clear it. So I will show you how it is. So there are 2 options for here to select. Number 1 is earliest and number 2 is normal. So earliest means a student who is planning to appear for each and every exam as it falls due. So basically, even if the gap between from an educationist perspective, we always suggest that there is a gap of 6 months. At least a gap of 6 months is required for every level for student to prepare. Okay. However, you will see that when there is a gap of exact 6 months, practical study time decreases. What I'm trying to say is that let's assume that there is a gap of December to May. Firstly, the gap is not of 6 months. From December to May, the gap is of 5 months. Okay, but that gives very less time for student to study. However, there are few students, I know myself, there are students who have contacted me, sir, I want to go at the earliest, and they have the ability to nail the exam. They have that dedication. If you are planning to do that, most welcome, you will select earliest. However, for those students who feel that they can't cope up with the speed of that thing, how to use this Excel, I'm just trying to explain. They can't cope up with the speed of that thing, they can select normal. When you select normal, one thing is rest assured, that at least your prep time, I am saying, at least your prep time for each level will be kept 6 months. So even if the exam could have been given 5 months, like December to May, you will not appear for that exam. I am talking for those students who want a leisure time, who want relatively more time to study the content, and who are not in a hurry. Basically, for students who want to clear it as quickly as possible, you will select it earliest. So the earliest gives you the earliest deadline or the sequence of flow or the flow of exam that will fall due when you will for level 1, level 2 and level 3, and then you can use the normal for yourself. So you have to this is something which student has to decide. Once you fill this give this 2 inputs to Excel, then automatically the exam schedule and everything will get prepared. Whether it is a computer based exam, what is the cutoff date, what is the registration time, what will be the duration, what will be the pattern of exam, the new pattern, the old pattern, what is it all about, each and everything is answered. Each and everything this Excel takes care of. So you just have to fill these 2 things and rest everything is taken care of. Okay. Now let's assume there is a student who plans to appear for December 20. So he has selected December 20, and now there is a student, the same student thinks that he wants to go it quickest way possible, earliest. What is the earliest possible? Once you select December 20 and earliest, then you see the sequence of events as follows. Level 1 exam will take place on December 20. Level 2 will take place on May 21. So the immediate next attempt that you can go for level 2 is May 21. and then your level 3 exam will go for will happen in November 21. This is for that student who wants to get it cleared all in one go, and second who want to get it ASAP, as soon as possible. Total duration to complete the exam will be 16 months. Sir, how come 16 months it is? Because I am not only considering December to November. That would be wrong, because December you are appearing for CFA level 1 and you must have invested your 3 to 4 months at least study time to prepare for CFA level 1. So should I skip that part? That is also part of the duration of the course, right? That's why I have added at least 6 months for calculation of duration. The 6 months for CFL level 1 prep time, followed by the gap between CFL level 1 and level 3. So basically everything is taken care of. You can just rely on this number. The number say that it will take 16 months from now. If on August, we are standing in August. In August, if a student start, then it will take roughly 16 months for him to clear the CFA entire levels, all 3 levels of exam. Okay. If I select, let's assume there is a student, we will come to each and everything, but there is a student who says, sir, I am not comfortable with December. Let's select Feb 21 and see how everything changes. Or rather, let's select a student who wants it in a normal speed. So he doesn't want everything in one go. He wants it in normal speed. In that case, your level 1 appears in December 20. However, your level 2 changes to 21 August. So you won't appear in May because the gap is not 6 months. The gap is very small. So you perhaps believe that I won't be able to invest that much of time. So let's reschedule it. So you reschedule your August 21 exam, I mean level 2 exam in August 21. If you appear in August 21, the immediate next attempt for level 3 is May 22. So this will be your course or sequence: December 21 level 1, August 21 level 2, and May 22 level 3. So the entire duration then comes to 22 months. Okay, that I have selected for student who is selecting a speed of normal. Okay, now let me change it to Feb 21. So there is a student who wants it in Feb 21 and he wants it, let's assume, normal. In the normal scenario, what will be the duration? You can see the duration jumps to 27 months. So how come? Because he will appear in Feb 21, followed by the next exam of level 2 in Feb 22. So Feb 22, why? Because there is only one window after Feb 21 that you can appear. You cannot appear in May. You have to at least keep a gap of 6 months. There is a concept of adjacent exam rule and alternate. You can't appear on adjacent exams like just immediate within 3 months. You have to at least take a gap of 6 months. Okay, so that means you can appear, a Feb student can appear in August, but the speed with which he wants to go doesn't suffice the time gap that is there. So from Feb to August, perhaps he doesn't believe that the speed he will be able to cope up with the level 2 content. So that is why he goes for a normal speed. Then he has to take his exam in Feb 22, followed by a level 3 in November 22. So the entire duration jumps up to 27 months. Okay, let's suppose there is a student who wants to go and crack it quickly. In that case, appearing a student in Feb 21, he can go for level 2 in August 21, which is possible, and then he can go for the level 3 in May 22. Then the entire duration of course reduces by 6 months. Now it is you to decide, I mean the student to take call whether what schedule fits in. Similarly, you can keep on changing your start exam date. Like today only a student called me, sir, I want to appear in August, what would be the schedule? So basically, if that student is planning to appear for an August exam, then and he wants to do it as quickly as possible, then it will take basically 21 months. So August, Feb 22, November 23. November 22. And if he selects for a normal speed, then the entire scheme of event changes. August 21, then a August 22, and then a May 23. So that depends basically on the student. There are two set of students basically I deal with, and that I see CFA crowd comprise of. Number one is and majorly those are ones who are involved in profession, and the one category is who are involved in education. So I mean they are still students. So for students, they can definitely select the earliest one, because you shouldn't lose on time. For students, I'm advising. But for professionals, this entirely depends, I would suggest, on the job you are in, your schedule, and the level of workload that you are handling. I know there are few students, I regularly am in touch with them. They find it very difficult to cope up with the job because the job is very hectic. They are in IB. So for them, it is really, really difficult. You can go for a normal speed. But there are some jobs as well, like in credit and all, where job is quite lenient. The company is quite lenient and they have ample time. For those students, they can definitely think of appearing in earliest speed possible. So this is something again which is your call. Okay, I hope you got this part. Now let me come back to, and similarly you can keep on selecting and level 1, and then accordingly everything will plan up. So that's something which is up to you. You can keep on using that and the speed one. Okay, now I am jumping back to December because there are quite a things that are linked to December. Okay, so now this is very important. Level 1, level 2 and level 3. First question is, how are you going to plan? When I ask student, are you ready to take up CFA level 1? They feel like they are confused. They feel, someone says, yeah, I think I am. Someone says, I don't think I am. But is this right approach to take up any course and invest your money in a course like $1,100 or something? I don't think it is. So the practical approach will be, which I have tried to compile over here, is what is the investment hours? What is the time that you need to study? What is the number of hours that a level 1, level 2, level 3 course requires a student to invest? Then only you will be able to complete the entire course. What is the time that is required? So the time that is required is 350 hours. This is not me saying, this is, you can see what institute estimates it to be. The range is 300 to 350 hours. However, I have taken the highest number. Okay. Now, if you take off 350 hours, I say this is the minimum time. I have put it as the minimum total hours of study. Why minimum? Because although institute says that it takes only 300 to 350 hours, I kind of disagree with that, because based on my personal experience, I believe that it takes a lot of time. I would say that it, at least a student who actually want to finish everything and learn the concept and do it in a good shape would require to invest at least 450 to 500 hours, at least, that I am saying. Okay, I have seen students investing 800 hours also in my classes. When I started off with it, or means I have seen students, they are like investing 600, 700, 800 hours, but those are like outliers. I'm not taking that example, but roughly it would take some time for you. That's why to account for that thing, for students speed, and secondly, the speed of everyone is different. I personally admit I am a slow reader, so I take time to grab the concepts and extract the everything. But once I am done, I am done. So that is my way of doing things. But there are a lot of students, a lot of my friends also I know they study really fast and they grab things also. It's like they're in their mind. So it depends on speed of the student. You can judge your own speed. That is why I have put another parameter, a parameter of conservatism. It's better to be safe than sorry, right? So this is called margin of safety. Now what does it do is that it's very simple. This is the minimum hour that institute is telling you that you will require for the entire course. You can put in a margin of safety depending on your speed. You may be a sharp, intelligent guy that can grab everything quickly. In that case, you may put as low margin of safety as 20%. In that case, you see the maximum number of hours comes down to 420. However, you may be a student and you don't have to show this Excel to anything. This is for your personal use. So whether you are smart or you are slow, it doesn't matter. I am slow. I'm admitting it upfront. There is no harm in that. I take time to read. So perhaps if I would have been at your place, my conservatism or my margin would have been perhaps 80% at least, or maybe 100%. But that depends on student. There are sharp minds as well. So you have to select your own margin of safety. This will help you understand that although there is institute is saying that 350 hours is required, but in actual it may require more, and better we need to be conservative. So I would suggest conservatively select a margin of safety. That will help you, like I would say roughly 500 hours are required, I believe. So you can put a margin of safety of maybe 50%. So it comes to 525 hours. If you feel that you need more time to grab the entire content, you are new to finance and you are new to the entire world, you don't have any financial background or professional experience, and you are new to the entire field, you may select a higher margin of safety of 80%. Or if you want to be conservative, you can do that. I mean, that's purely up to you. It's basically for decision making purpose, so that you can take your decision right. And number two, and most important thing, when you appear for CFA level 1 exam, it doesn't matter if you appear after 6 months, after 3 months, but you should clear the exam. What is that matter is that you are able to clear the exam in first attempt. So that's why for planning from planning perspective, put a conservative margin of safety. Now once you do that, you get the maximum total number hours of investment that is required. Okay. Total number of days is something which is automatically counted. So basically, as I've selected December, for those who are planning to go for December term, they have only 117 days left. Tomorrow it will be 116. So this is auto populated. I have used a today function. So the day you are using that Excel, that Excel will automatically take an update and automatically give you the number of days that remains. Okay. So you don't have to worry about that. I have selected 150 days, 150 days. There is a reason for that. I personally believe 6 months of study time is required for every level. This is my personal belief. If you want to study thoroughly, properly, at least a 6 months window is required. Okay. 6 months comes to 180 days. However, out of that 30 days I have eliminated. I have kept it as a maximum prep time of 150 days. Why, sir? Why you have eliminated that? There are two reasons to that. Number one is in level 2 or in level 3, once you have appeared for an exam like December, the results will come out in Jan or Feb. So institute eats away some time in that, and no student practically learns during that period. Although we suggest that you can start off with the classes of level 2 if you are confident enough that you will clear out, but practically there is not a concentration. So there is no student who on 5th of December 2020 appears for CFA level 1 and on 6th of December starts studying for CFA level 2. There is no one, I believe, in this planet. So what that period is eaten away practically. I have tried to make this as practical as possible. So that is why I have kept a maximum prep time of 150 days. You may get a higher prep time, but I have conservatively kept it that. Now we get a per hour or per day study plan, that at least per day you have to invest this much hours. This is the minimum hours. I would request, don't pay heed to this one. Concentrate on this one. The maximum study hour that is required to pass the exam. The maximum study hours that is required. Okay. So you should pay focus on that. So a student who is planning to start off with December, appear for December term, from now we are standing at 6th of August, and from now has to practically invest 5.4 hours every day. So roughly 5.5 hours he has to study every day. If you are ready to take that, then only appear for December. If you are not ready to take that, then don't appear for December. This is what I am coming to, because I told that I will explain you how you can take your decision whether to enroll or not and which term to take. Okay. So if you are ready to invest 4.2 hours, then only you take. So let's assume that you are not ready to invest, or you won't be able to study for 5.4 hours. Okay. Then what you will do? Then you will come to this one, decision that a CFA student has to take, whether to appear or not, and which term to appear rather. How much hours every day is required? 5.4 hours. Now this you have to select as a student. Does my current schedule allow the same? You have to answer yourself, because your current schedule only you will be able to understand. Do you think that you will be able to invest daily 5.5 hours aged out of your current schedule? If the answer is yes, enroll for the level 1 exam. Not an issue. But if the answer is no, then what we suggest is consider revising your timeline of exam. So there is no harm, again I am saying there is no hurry, no harm in revising the timeline, but there is harm if you invest your hard-earned money and you fail in the exam. I'm not discouraging students who are planning to hurry in the exam or want to leverage that. You lever that, because if you have that thing, you definitely lever that. I would have been at your place, I would have levered. I have actually levered in my life a lot, so I would definitely support that. But I am just trying to be say you that please take a cautious decision. Don't just take an impulsive decision that listening to any thing, or listening to a friend's thing, or listening to any other thing, you just take on kind decide that okay, let's go for CFA. Think about it properly. Whether do you have it in your current scenario, whether are you able, suppose this is your most peak period in office, this last quarter is most peak period in office, and you have to invest in office 15 hours a day. In that case, do you think it is practically possible for anyone to invest 5.4 hours? No, it's not possible. Then why are you hurrying up? And why are you reducing your probability of success in exam? Rather, in that case, what you should do is that consider revising your plan. You should say, okay, let me skip this term, let me plan it for Feb. In that case, what happens is that when you plan it for Feb, the per hour investment reduces to 4.2 hours. Now you reconsider that okay, that period is something which is a lean comparatively, because the peak has passed, and I would be able to spend 4 hours a day. That is something which is in my control. So in that case, if you plan, then only you will be able to achieve your target. Proper planning is something which is very, very important. Okay, so this is something, if you answer it yes, then you feel that yes, I would be able to, then our suggestion is enroll for level 1 exam. Okay. So I hope you got how we are treating this margin of safety. Again, I'm repeating, is very, very, very important. Please, you don't have to show this to anything. So please be very, very realistic and kind of a bit conservative, I would suggest. Okay. Now there are some other topics that we have to discuss, some changes that I have to bring to your notice. Basically, I've summarized each and everything. I've tried to do that. So you don't have to go through the entire thing. I would suggest you go through so that you know yourself what are the changes are there and all. But if you kind of want to get a summary, then definitely this is something which covers each and every important bit of it. Okay. So let's assume, let me select this one. Let me select the December one again. Okay. Now, pattern of exam. If you select a December one, the pattern of exam changes to paper based exam. Now, what is the difference, sir? You would have heard, this is something which is not new, which has been introduced this time. For level 1, they came up with that, I think 3-4 months ago only, that paper based exam is something which currently we do in writing. So basically for level 1 and level 2, there is only something circle we have to fill to the right option, and for level 3 the AM section is written and the PM section is tick the mark, I mean fill the circle basically. Okay, it's MCQ. That was the pattern. You used to do it with pen and paper. However, in the recent COVID time, and here comes the advantage why I was saying that, because of COVID, Institute has taken this decision. So it's very, very clearly written in the Institute's website that COVID has called for social distancing. Now, the problem with the written exam was, just imagine that you have to appear for 3 hours a day. Lots and lots of students going to the same place for the same day, because there used to be only one test center. I think there was roughly 150 test center. Now they have increased it to 400 test centers. So practically that distributes the crowd, first thing. Second, social distancing was a bit kind of not possible when it used to be in at one place all the students are concentrating, especially on the same day. However, if it is a computer based exam, you will have to go to a computer lab, and computer lab automatically has social distancing because of the desking thing. They have to keep some space and gaps between two computers, so automatically there will be a thing. Okay, following that, they have given some good options as well to candidates, which I will come to next, which further enhances the social distancing concept and reduction of the crowd, and further enhances the safety, especially during COVID-19. Okay, so a computer based exam is something you have to just go sit on computer and you have to select the right option. No filling the circle and all goes out of picture. So that was something which was basically unproductive, I would say. But you have to just click, so no filling the circle and all, that is there. For students who have one second before I come to that. A computer based exam brings in one challenge. The challenge is that many students I know are very comfortable reading material from book and solving questions when it is a paper thing, because this is something which you have been prone to from your childhood. Although there are some professionals who are working on laptops, they are very comfortable now with laptop. That is a different story altogether. I am too. However, from student category, I would say there are some students who are good with paper based exam. However, they are not as impromptu or as comfortable with a computer, answering on a computer. Second, the psychology or the study says that when it is you are writing exam or doing an MCQ on computer, your reading speed goes down. Second, your concentration level also a bit goes down. There are study, however, it matters. It's a human concept, so it matters different. It affects different people differently. So what what I would suggest is, for students, you try to solve questions on system. I mean on laptop. You should be more pro with the laptop, you should be more conversant with the laptop, and you should be more comfortable with the laptop. That is the only option we have. See, it is tech age. I don't believe that there is any student or any person who is not using a smartphone. And it's as good as you are using a smartphone, it's as good as you are using a laptop. This is something which is not a new thing anymore. It is something which is a household concept, especially after COVID. This has become something more common than anything else, what it used to be basically. So I don't think that that will pose a big challenge. However, it was my responsibility basically to make you aware. So one caution, one word of caution for students who are not that impromptu with laptop: be impromptu. Start using laptop more and more. Start reading on that more and more. Third, start solving questions more and more. For that, we are also doing something at our to serve our help our students in that field. We are also doing something. I will come up with that once the plan of layout is final. But yes, soon you will get to hear from us what we are planning to do in that regard particularly. Okay. However, that's a different thing. Plan all things in properly. Be more conversant. And for candidates who are appearing for level 3, so all December exam, December basically, as I have written, December is the last month. December is the last month where all 3 level of exam will appear in paper based format. Post December, everything will appear in computer based format. First thing to remember. So even level 3 will also in computer based. Yes. So AM section was written. Will it also be? Yes, that will also be. So you have to type on computer, and the biggest advantage, those who are professional and work on laptop, typing is much more faster than writing. So I used to listen from students from CFA level 3, sir, I have left 40 minutes, I have left 50 minutes, I have left 30 minutes, and it was very common, because the speed and the length of the paper was very difficult to deal with. However, with the typing speed coming into thing and the laptop coming into thing, I think many people would be very happy, given that they have to just type it and do it. With regards to diagram and all, there can be a bit level of difficulty, but yes, with practice that can be handled as well. So that will not be an issue. The advice is be very conversant with your laptop. If you are not, if you are very good, and especially after level 3 in the professional world, you won't be dealing with a pen and paper, you will be dealing with computers. So this is something which again helps you become a better professional in life. Okay. Now, coming to next, what is the cutoff date and what are the game with that? So if you go through the material, it becomes like a haywire. Okay, this is the cutoff date. It becomes very simple over here. Just a second before I do that, before I go into that. If I select on Feb 21, then what will happen? So the entire scheme changes to computer based. So as I told, and I'm again repeating, December is the last term for paper based exam. However, if there is a CFA level 3 candidate who is listening to this video and CFA level 3 he's planning and he is not as good with the laptop, you can appear for December term and you can appear in the writing mode. I mean the paper based exam, if that helps. When I say computer based exam, institute is very clear that rough paper and pen you can still use basically to do the rough work, so that will be available. Okay. Now the cutoff date is, this is very important for students who are listening to this video and for students who are planning to do it ASAP, like the one who are planning to do it in December and appear earliest. The last date of registration for this December term is, the cutoff date is 19th of August. The last date is 19th of August. Okay, this is clear from institute side. So in this December term, exam is going to happen. Yes, it is going to happen. Will it happen in your locality or not? Institute has said that depends on government regulations. So if in your area government announces that exam needs to be cancelled, institute cannot overrule the government policy. So then exams will not happen. So in that case, what will happen? You can take a refund. You can take a refund. So you go to institute website and you can claim for refund. Else you can select another date for exam of CFA level 1. So there are 4 dates as I told you, Feb and all, Feb plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. You can select any date. That is something which is a student's choice. Okay. However, the first deadline is 19th of August. If you want to appear for December, if you want to grab this opportunity, 19 August is the last date of registration. Okay, plan accordingly. Post that, if you are planning to appear in any term post that, like Feb or something, or maybe afterwards, then 20 October becomes the final cutoff date. So any person who is planning to appear in Feb 21 will have to register himself with institute before 20th of October. And accordingly, as we move in timeline, I mean in real life, then institute will keep on announcing the dates. So till Feb 21, this is very, very clear. 20th October is the date for Feb, and for December term, 19th of August is the last date of registration. Cool. Now, so exam structure, how has it changed? Because I heard that exam day also has changed. The exam day design has also changed. You are very much correct. So let me select again the December thing, because comparison becomes easy with that. So previously what used to happen was, which is the existing stream of thing, there used to be 2 sessions, morning and afternoon, 3 hours of morning, 3 hours of afternoon, and once you appear for the morning session, you have to take a break of 2 hours. So there is like 9 to 12. Then the next exam afternoon session starts from 2, and then from 2 to 5. The entire thing happens from the same day. 2 hours gap is mandatory. Okay, and there is no option for student to select the date of exam. So like this date in December is 5th of December. There is no option for student to select a 4th or a 6th of December. Perhaps you have a very important meeting in at office on say 5th of December. You may have to skip the exam. So this was not there. Now institute has switched to computer based thing, and with the switching, the scheme of events has changed. The outlay is, the exam will happen twice, that is morning and afternoon session will remain intact. However, the time gets reduced from 3 hours to 2.25 hours, which comes to 135 minutes. So your exam will be of 2.25 hours, computer based exam. You will have an option, you will have a gap of 30 minutes. However, that gap is optional. So suppose there is a student who doesn't want to take any gap. He wants to appear for AM and then he wants to appear for PM session as well. So you complete your AM session, you tell your instructor, I don't want any break, please start my afternoon session as well. You start with your afternoon session, that is also of 2.25 hours, and then you finish it off and you go home. There is no, so the entire time duration of exam is 4.5 hours and there is nothing ahead of that. However, if there is a student who wants to take a break of 30 minutes, definitely he can just relax his mind and then he can come back and appear for the afternoon session. The best part is, and which again furthers the safeguard against COVID, is there is a window of 10 days. So in Feb, there will not be an exam like on 14th Feb. Because many would not like to take on that day, it's Valentine Day. Exam would not happen on 14th of Feb only. Exam, there would be a window of perhaps, I'm taking a random number, 20th Feb, sorry, not 20th Feb, it's 10th of Feb to 20th of Feb. Let's assume 10th of Feb to 20th of Feb. And during that particular window, you can select any day in which you want to appear for your exam. So you can select a weekend, you can select a weekday, you can take a day off from your office and then you can go on that day. So this is something which depends on you. So again, it reduces the crowd because crowds get distributed over a span of 10 days. You will select some day, others will select other day, and then automatically it gets distributed. Okay, so this is the entire structure and scheme of events that we are dealing with, that institute has come up with the changes. Apart from that, yeah, there are in computer based exam there will be some questions which will be trial questions that will not come to grading. So that is something which is an acceptable practice throughout all the examination institutions that conduct online exam. So this is something which is common, doesn't need further highlight. For level 2 and level 3 candidate, for level 2 candidates, again the structure remains same. So you can appear for a December term. If you don't want to appear for December term, next is May term, but May term will be online. Since last year, you would be aware, if you are planning to appear for level 2, that the question sets or the item sets that used to come previously, it used to come with one item set and 6 questions. Now they have reduced the pattern of one item set with 4 and one with 6. So it may be a 4 question, it may be a 6 question item set, and this practice will be continued. Institute has clearly said that. Second, any student who has already enrolled for level 1 in December and wants to opt out for level 2, can I do that? Yes sir, you can do that. Institute has given that facility. So you can skip the paper based and go for a computer based exam in Feb. That will not harm your thing. You can just, I think the cutoff date is, before doing that, is of 19th of August. Sorry, by 20th of October. Check on the website of Institute. Between 19th of August to 20th of October, you can restructure or rearrange your exam. But before 20th of October, that is for sure. So you want to skip December, you want to go to Feb, it's allowed. Someone has filled for Feb but wants to come to December because of the advantage that is accruing in terms of time and total duration. Can I do that? Yes, you can do that. But the timeline for the same is 19th of August. So be quick. That's why I made this video. I tried to make it as soon as possible because the time gap today I'm making is, and releasing this video is on 6th of August, and the time within which you have to do each and everything is 19th of August. So that's why if you want to leverage that time, please plan your journey. Use this Excel, think over it, and then take a final decision. Okay, but be quick in terms of if you're planning to do anything in December. 19th of August is the last cutoff date. Okay, apart from that, for level 2 and level 3, as I told, for only 2021, level 2 is happening in May and May and August, sorry. However, from normal scenarios like 22 and onwards, the normal schedule of level 2 will be Feb and August, and for level 3 will be May and November. A student, I'm repeating, cannot appear for adjacent exam. So like after Feb level 2, you cannot appear for May level 3. You have to appear for November level 3. So you can appear for alternate exam, you cannot appear for adjacent. A CFA level 1 candidate who loses, is able to clear out in Feb, can I appear in May? No. Minimum waiting time is 6 months. So adjacent exam is possible. Again, adjacent is not possible, alternate is possible. You can appear in August. So the number of question time has reduced, but does the number of question remain same? No, the number of question also reduces. These are the general FAQs I am answering because I have been receiving constantly these questions. So I am trying to answer all those that comes up in my mind. So number one that I received is what will be the number of questions? Number of questions will be reduced. So per question time, which was 1.5 minute, remains intact. Accordingly, you can calculate what the rough estimate of number of questions is going to be. Sir, 2021 exam syllabus has changed? No. CFA level 1 2020 exam syllabus and CFA level 1 2021 exam syllabus is unchanged. Institute has very clearly mentioned that in their website. No change in syllabus. Whatever was there in 2020 stays true for 2021 as well. In 2022, they will look to revisit the entire content. Okay, so no change for next year, that I can say. Last question I'm skipping. Yeah, one very frequent question I have received from candidates who have passed level 3 and who are in level 3. Sir, since Institute is reducing the duration, so you can see that roughly anyone be it in any platform, roughly, I'm saying roughly, that person can clear the entire CFA within a span of 21 to 24 months. It will be less than 2 years. Even if you doesn't lever on the December benefit that I told, then also the maximum time gap can be 2 years. So now the duration which was of 2.5 years, 3 years it stretches to for some student. Now it has come down to a gap within 2 years. So it can be 21 months only, and this includes CFL level 1 prep time also. So I'm not trying to manipulate the numbers like saying that from December to that it will take 21 months. No, I am including the CFL level 1 prep type of 6 months. No student, I believe, studies more than 6 months for any level, because the retention capacity goes away. So that's why 6 months is an ideal number according to me for preparation of any level. You should not invest more than 6 months. You should avoid kind of investing less than 6 months unless you feel that you will be able to devote time, sufficient time, like 5-6 hours or maybe more than that per day. Then only you go for that. Okay, so otherwise 6 months, and keeping that in mind also, I'm saying that it will be less than 2 years. So this is definitely the question was that sir, does it reduces the value of CFA degree? CFA designation, does it reduce because there is going to be more number of CFAs, the time gap is reducing, more students will be enrolling? So what do you think, is it going to reduce that? I personally believe the answer is a big no. The answer is a big no. See, I am into industry as well. I mean, I'm looking in the finance. I'm associated with finance professionals, finance world also. I have a closer look of the industry, and as far my knowledge is concerned, I am saying that finance world is growing like anything. The demand for serious professionals of finance is increasing day and night. That I can say. The wealth, the asset management, the size of the industry is growing. Although it has been a bit impacted by COVID, which every industry is, but still I personally believe that once the recovery starts and COVID comes to its final conclusion, one of the industries that will be fast jumping and recovering will be finance industry again. The demand from banks, the demand from investment managers, and the demand for investment managers and portfolio managers are increasing because people are more acknowledging and accepting that the need of portfolio managers. They are believing that, especially after these current recession and pandemic scenarios, that there is a special need of fund managers, experts who can actually look into their portfolio and save their money and invest it properly, especially during these time of crisis. So that's why I believe the demand of this designation is going to shoot up. This is my personal belief, I am again saying, and I have complete faith in CFA Institute. The people who are leading the institute are very smart, and they know what the demand from the industry is, and they know that they will definitely never try to let down the value of the designation. So guys, please be rest assured, I don't believe that the value will degrade or it will be decline, but rather it's going to increase because of the course, the speciality, the level of content that it offers. It is immense, I can say that. Those who are doing MBA finance or GMAT, appearing in GMAT, I can say that from cost benefit perspective, CFA is far more superior. That I can say that. If you have a cult for MBA or something, that is something which is your personal choice, but if you plan it or compare it, apart from the top 5 or top 10 institutes, I would say, which can in India accommodate only like I think 5,000, 6,000 students in a year, or maybe 10,000. I don't know the exact number. But apart from that, if you go downward, there is definitely, I can say that the value that creates, and you invest that much of money in that, and the value it creates, and you have to spend a very small amount of money compared to what we do for MBA. This is really something which is can make your future. So it is something which is up to you. Definitely it's up to you, your interest. If you are interested in the field of finance, there are many students of mine as well who are pursuing MBA, and they are doing CFA parallelly also. Basically, if you want your career to be built in finance, this is something, CFA is something which stands apart in that particular financial arena. So that is something which I can say. Not promoting, not uh, not doing like that way, but yeah, what is a fact is a fact. And you don't have to definitely only rely on me. You can take advice from your seniors. If you are a professional, you can see people around you who are growing and what kind of a designation these people have. You will find that CFA is very common in NYE, be it in London, be it in, take any name country name, that's there something, Singapore and anywhere. So let me not over elaborate it. You guys think, feel, plan, and then do that. But one very important thing is use this Excel judiciously and use it properly, so that this helps you plan your content and then take a final and proper decision. Okay. All the very best, guys. All those who are planning for CFA level 1, I hope that you plan properly, you do your content properly, and you come out with flying colors. Very all the best. You have my contact number. In case you need any help, do reach out to me. I love to help students, and especially in the CFA field, there is a special inclination in my heart, especially for this CFA thing. So I have been teaching that for a long time, and this is something which I love a lot. So that's something I can say. Yeah, so all the best, guys. Stay at home, stay safe, and that's it. For any confusion, if you want to take any guidance, definitely you can feel free to WhatsApp me. Okay, everything is there in the description box. Okay, bye.